Okay, it's going.
Are we good?
Okay.
Okay. The Keystone XL pipeline is an advanced oil pipeline that will stretch from Hardisty, Alberta in Canada through North and South Dakota and then end in South Texas. The Keystone pipeline will stretch over 2,000 miles and carry over 830,000 barrels of oil every single day. This pipeline has partially been constructed but has been halted due to questions regarding the safety and environmental concerns regarding the pipeline. There are many people who are against furthering the construction due to uncertainty concerning the environmental aspects. The Keystone pipeline will be beneficial to the U.S. because of increased jobs and opportunity in the future to perhaps be oil independent from Saudi Arabia. However, the issue of property rights and eminent domain are serious factors that need to be considered in the continuation of the pipeline. The Keystone XL pipeline will be beneficial by allowing the United States to become oil independent if necessary, and by creating safe and environmentally friendly ways to obtain oil on our own land. The United States has been purchasing oil from Saudi Arabia and Venezuela for over 80 years. However, increasing tensions in the Middle East makes some people skeptical that they will not continue selling us their oil at reasonable prices. By building the Keystone pipeline, we will decrease American dependency on foreign oil by over 40%. Although the Keystone XL pipeline was intended to be shipped to overseas oil markets, if tensions in the Middle East continue to rise, Americans should have a backup plan where they can purchase their oil. The United States is a top importer of crude oil. The opportunity to tap into Keystone in the future gives Americans the backup plan that they need. The Institute of Economic Affairs and the U.S. Energy Information Administration believe that the United States will still need to import oil despite growing oil production solely to meet domestic need. Fatih Birol, a chief economist and director of global energy economics, stated in an interview with the Alberta oil staff that the age of cheap oil is over. Prices for importing gas in Asia and the Middle East are by far the highest in the world. Birol believes that the pipeline in Canada and the United States could act as a catalyst for change in the rising oil prices. The introduction of the Keystone pipeline would not only decrease dependency on foreign countries for oil, but also decrease the rising oil prices as well. In addition to oil dependency, Keystone pipeline is expected to generate strong economic growth. The Keystone Pipeline project is the largest infrastructure project proposed in the United States by the company TransCanada. It cost $5.3 billion. However, in economic impacts alone, $20 billion will be generated, which includes $99 million in local government revenues, $486 million in state government revenues, and $5 billion in property taxes during its operational life. The United States GDP will be strongly affected as well. Keystone XL is expected to bring in over $172 billion to the GDP by the year 2035. Not only will the pipeline create billions of dollars in revenue, but it will also increase the amount of available jobs. Although the jobs in construction are temporary, there will be over 9,000 shovel-ready jobs needed for construction work. In addition to the 9,000 construction jobs, TransCanada states that there will be over 42,000 direct and indirect jobs nationwide, with total employment earnings reaching over $2 billion. The amount of generated revenues alone should be a strong decision factor when the President decides whether or not to allow TransCanada to continue the project. With the 2,000-mile pipe stretching over 8 states and 2 countries, some might question the integrity and environmental hazards concerned with this pipeline. However, TransCanada is 100% responsible for responding, cleaning, and restoring the site in the unlikely event of a spill. TransCanada has already installed high-tech devices that will detect even the possibility of a leak. The software created is called the Smart Pig. The Smart Pig will be sent on the pipeline itself, checking for possible leaks in the pipe or anything that could cause one. With this software, the ability to detect leaks will decrease the likelihood of the event occurring. In addition to Smart Pig, there are automatic shutoff valves to help ensure the safety of this pipeline. TransCanada has been an industry leader in safety record building and operating pipelines across North America for over 60 years, so the integrity of the pipeline is a top concern for them. Since the pipeline stretches over 2,000 miles long, the routing of the pipeline is mainly focused on reducing impacts and risks to the environment. Without the installation of this pipeline, oil would have to be transported by vehicles. This would be an added safety concern and would take a lot of extra time and money. The U.S. Department of Transportation stated that the safest way to transport oil is through pipelines. Overall, the integrity of the Keystone XL pipeline should not be a significant concern with the many precautions that TransCanada has put in place to prevent those types of occurrences. Although the safety and environmental issues of installing the Keystone pipeline should not be a huge concern, the issue of property rights is one of the biggest controversies involving the pipeline. Through the process of easements, TransCanada has worked with over 60,000 landowners, successfully installing the pipeline through their land with little to no conflict. One Keystone landowner whose farm was located on the first of the Keystone phases in Nebraska stated that the ground doesn't look any different than it did beforehand. TransCanada mainly uses easements to make transactions with the landowners. Easements are a limited set of rights across a piece of land. Their goal is to reach mutual agreements with the landowners and achieve the ability to construct, operate, and maintain the pipeline. In doing this, they normally give compensation to the landowners affected. In Montana and South Dakota, 100% of easements have been voluntarily acquired from private landowners. However, negotiations cannot always be made. In the event that an agreement cannot be reached, a state-approved eminent domain process is initiated. The process of easements and the success TransCanada has had with the landowners shows how they're trying to be a community and property rights-oriented company. Obviously, there will be many issues regarding the installment of a 2,000-mile pipeline across North America. Issues concerning the environment, property rights, job creation, and the integrity of the pipeline are the main controversies involved. However, TransCanada has addressed these issues with facts that should make everyone want to install the Keystone pipeline. While no one can be certain that these issues can be completely avoided, everyone should want the United States to have the option to become oil independent if necessary. This is an extremely significant issue in today's politics. With the increasing tensions in the Middle East, America needs to strongly consider the option of oil independency, and the Keystone pipeline is the way to do that.